The gravel cracked beneath Emily's boots as she approached the abandoned cabin deep in the South Dakota woods. The wind sliced through the pines like a warning. GPS had brought her here. So had the voice on the phone. Thomas's voice. The front door was ajar, swaying slightly in the breeze. Her heart pounded. She reached for the handle, hesitated, then stepped inside. Dust floated through shafts of gray light. The room was empty, save for a table with a single object on top, a burner phone. It buzzed. A message lit the screen, behind the fireplace. She turned, slowly removed the rusted grate. Inside, another flash drive, and beneath it, a folded note. If I'm gone, tell the world everything. But trust no one, especially not the agency. Emily didn't stop to question. She drove straight to a motel 3 towns over, pulled the curtains, locked the door, and loaded the drive. This one wasn't corrupted. It was a full dossier. Photos, invoices, emails, wire transfers. At the center, Project Halo, a black ops operation buried beneath a charitable education program. Government funded, privately run, designed, supposedly, to identify and relocate children from unstable environments. But what they were really doing was disappearing them. The documents named agents, judges, even journalists, people who helped suppress the truth. And on the final page, a target list. Thomas's name was there, so was Alvarez, and now, Emily Bennett. Her breath caught. They were tracking her, had been since day one. A sudden knock at the door made her flinch. Not a knock, a pounding. FBI. Opened the door. She froze, peeked through the peephole. 2 men in suits, no badges shown. She grabbed her bag, shoved the drive in her coat, and climbed out the bathroom window. They shouted, gave chase. She barely escaped into the tree line, headlights sweeping across the highway as she ducked behind a rotted log. Later, in a diner 50 miles away, she found her contact, an old tech journalist named Maya Torres. Someone Thomas once trusted. Maya scrolled through the drive, jaw tightening. This is enough to destroy lives. I don't want to destroy lives, Emily whispered. I want to save them. Maya nodded. Then we leak it, but not all at once. Drip by drip, so they can't plug every hole. They created burner accounts, scheduled timed releases, uploaded everything to encrypted clouds. The first story dropped 2 days later. Exclusive. Secret government program linked to child disappearances. The internet lit up. Cable news tried to dismiss it as conspiracy. But survivors started coming forward. Parents who'd been gaslit, whistleblowers too scared to speak, now emboldened. But as the story spread, so did the danger. Emily's safe house in Nebraska was raided. Maya's laptop was stolen. Another journalist was found dead, an apparent overdose. Except she didn't use drugs. Then, a coded message appeared on one of their dummy accounts. He's alive. He's in 7H. Emily and Maya spent hours decoding it. 7H wasn't a prison block. It was a location. Coordinates led to an underground bunker outside Cheyenne, Wyoming. Decommissioned military property, sold to a private contractor 5 years ago. They drove through the night. At the entrance, armed guards. Emily posed as a contractor. Maya hacked the badge system. Inside, the place felt like a ghost town. Empty halls, silent monitors, until they found the holding room. And behind the reinforced glass, Thomas, emaciated, eyes sunken, but alive. She ran to the glass. He blinked, mouthed one word, run. Suddenly, alarms blared. Maya cursed. They tripped the backup system. Emily grabbed her hand. We can't leave him. Maya looked torn. We won't, but we need a plan. They barely escaped again. But now, the clock was ticking. They had proof. They had witnesses. And now, they had to break Thomas out. But there was one thing Emily still didn't understand. Back in her motel room, she opened a hidden file from the drive. Project Halo, Phase 2. This wasn't just about trafficking. It was about training, recruitment, indoctrination. Children weren't just being taken. They were being turned into assets. And one of the names listed under, high potential recruits, made her blood run cold. Max Bennett, her son. The game wasn't over. It was just beginning. And now, it was personal. Subscribe and stay locked in. Part 4 will reveal how deep the indoctrination goes, and who Max Bennett really is. Rain battered the windshield as Emily and Maya sped east on I-80, the wipers struggling against the storm. Neither had spoken in miles. Emily couldn't stop staring at the name. Max Bennett, her son, her baby, on a government file labeled, high potential recruits. What did they mean by recruit? She finally asked, her voice barely audible. Maya's grip tightened on the wheel. If Project Halo is anything like MK Ultra or Monarch, it means conditioning. Psychological manipulation, weaponization. Emily's heart sank. He's only 12, which makes him the perfect target. They stopped at a gas station in a town too small to have a name. While Maya refueled, Emily dialed the only number she hadn't tried yet, Max's old therapist, Drive. Penelope Voss, voicemail, but the message was chilling. I'm sorry, I can't help you. They're listening. Click. They drove through the night to Massachusetts, where Max had been placed after the so-called incident at school. The special boarding facility, New Dawn Institute, claimed to be a private academy for troubled youth. But Thomas had once described it differently. A pipeline. New Dawn sat atop a hill, surrounded by iron gates and dense woods. Clean, clinical, sanitized evil. Emily posed as a concerned donor. Maya hacked the security system from a van nearby. Inside, she walked the hallways of pale blue, past rooms with reinforced glass. Children sat quietly, eyes fixed forward. Blank stares, no laughter, no movement, and then, she saw him, Max, thinner, taller, buzzed hair, but it was him. He was sitting across from a man in a suit, Agent Callan, one of the names from the file. They were talking, or rather, Callan was talking. Max just listened, expressionless. Emily held her breath, fought the urge to run to him. She slipped into a maintenance hallway and waited for Callan to leave. Then she opened the door. Max, she whispered. He turned. Eyes met hers. No recognition. Max, it's me, Mommy. He blinked, then stood. Code 6 in room 14, he said calmly, walking to the intercom. Emily froze. He'd reported her. The door slammed shut, locks engaged. Voices echoed in the hallway. Boots pounding. She backed away. Max, please, what have they done to you? He stared, then finally spoke. They saved me. You were the one who abandoned me. Emily's chest caved. No, that's not true. But he didn't blink, didn't waver. I'm not your son, he said. Before guards burst in, Emily triggered the panic switch on her hidden watch. A smoke device from Maya's kit detonated, and she was yanked into the vent shaft behind the bookshelf. Barely escaping, hours later, in a freezing safe house off the coast of Maine, Maya patched her up. He's been reprogrammed, Maya said. This is next-level conditioning. He may not even know who he really is anymore. Emily sat in silence, shaking. My baby's gone. No, Maya said. He's still in there. But to save him, we have to break the system. They pored over the remaining files. A new term emerged. Protocol Lazarus. A rumored experiment in identity erasure and reimprinting. Max wasn't just being trained. He was being rebuilt. The final page of the document listed upcoming transfers. One was scheduled in 3 days. Destination: Site 0, a facility buried beneath the Rocky Mountains. Off-grid, no surface access, known only to high-clearance operatives. That's where they were taking Max next. And that's where Emily would follow. But before they could plan, Maya's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He's not the only one. Check the red list. Attached. A PDF. Emily opened it, row after row of names. Children, thousands. And next to each one, status, active. Training phase, complete. One final note chilled her to the core. Operation Rebirth commences in 5 days. She looked up at Maya. If we don't stop them, this whole country becomes a weapon. Maya nodded grimly. Then we better move fast. Because somewhere beneath a mountain, her son was being turned into something he was never meant to be. And time was running out. Subscribe and stay locked in. Part 5 will reveal what lies within Site 0, and the horrifying truth about Operation Rebirth.